I guess in the days since, just kind of what you think of the Missouri duel?
I thought, for the most part, had a lot of takedowns. Big difference in the match. Got off the mat. Didn't get getting their escapes and even reversals. Just out hustle them in a lot of positions. I think in the end, it was just a matter of us out hustling them. I think in the takedown game was really the difference. I think we had 8, 10 takedowns. I'm not sure, 2 or 3. So it was low scoring matches, tough matches. 25 and 41 was tough. 57 was a tough match, and so in those tough matches, especially those first 5, we pretty much that's how you win dual meets. You win all 3 of them, you're gonna win. Jordan separated his score a little bit. I believe he didn't get his major, but a 7-point decision with 3 takedowns. Of course, Sam getting a forfeit, but winning those 3 tough matches out of those first 5 matches is the difference. You win dual meets doing that.
What kind of went, obviously having the forfeit at 33, but can you kind of talk through how Dayton bumping up went? Did you guys go to him? Did he come to you? How'd that come?
No, he wanted to wrestle. He's a senior. You don't want to miss a duel. You want to wrestle. I would have wrestled Tegan, but it was nice to have him out. And when Dayton said, I'll wrestle, I want to wrestle 41. I said, okay, let's do it.
Were you surprised that he?
No. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be any different. Hasn't had a lot of matches up to this point. So I think his matches are important to him right now. Didn't wrestle in Vegas and missed a few events early on, and so I think it's just a matter of him getting his matches in. If I got to move up, I'll do it.
You guys had Sam in that spot, weighing in and everything. How many people do you usually take duels like that and on the road and have weigh in that you could do slot up and down and stuff like that?
Say that again.
So like you had Sam weigh in.
Yeah.
Sam took that forfeit. Do you guys usually take?
Well, we always position ourselves for something to go wrong. You prepare for it. And especially when you go on the road and wrestling 2 dual meets. I've always taken 15, and here recently I've been taking 16. And it's for us, it's a way of just saying thanks for the hard work you're doing, and you may not be wrestling for us, you may not be starting for us, but we want you to go with us because you got great attitude and you bring a lot to the team. So that's what I try to do, but I've always put ourselves in a position to where we don't get caught, without a match. The last time we got in a little trouble was Reese. They forfeited, or the doctor disqualified him, and I didn't have a backup that weighed in. I had him there and didn't make him weigh in, and the one time, I always make him weigh in. I didn't make him weigh in, and we ended up having to forfeit the match. And we had an 25-pounder there. That was a little bit embarrassing. But just always stay in position, always be prepared. We talk all the time about, if we come down to the end of the season, don't not think that you might be wrestling in the Big 12. Prepare yourself, keep your weight down, and if you get that opportunity, you're ready.
Maybe a little bit of a strange weekend overall for Dayton, with kind of a close match on Friday,
Yeah.
and then bumping up on Sunday. Is that how do you kind of assess that? Is it kind of good for him to go through maybe a little bit?
Probably wanted to wrestle because he felt like he didn't wrestle well. Scored 1 takedown, really pretty easy score in the 3rd period. The as hard as it looked like you were struggling to score, that you made it really look easy when you needed a takedown. So I thought most of his matches leading up to last weekend have been pretty good. He's wrestled really hard to put major decisions on the board and even some tech balls. Last week, a little slow.
But you guys are now up to number 2 in the country. Last year, season didn't end on the best note. What do you think is the most dramatic change that's caused that?
You know, it's dual meets, right? It's having that balance. You know, you have those 3 or 4 guys that, listen, these guys can win. You know, I think it's a difference in dual meets. You got to have 3 or 4 guys that are going to win every time. You know, and that makes the difference. And then you have to throw your 5th one and your 6th one up. You know, and so in tough dual meets and schedule like we've had, that's been really important for us, is that we've been able to have some consistency with who's winning. You know, and it's been, some of the duels have been a little bit different of who's winning, but we got a good enough team on the mat that you hope that you could win 6 matches in all your matches. And that's how you win it. You win dual meets by winning matches. And the difference is definitely, we've added the numbers. We've added guys that can win, you know, and pretty consistently win.
From the beginning of the year to splitting time with Sammy, how far do you think Jordan has come?
You know, I think more importantly, he's personally is growing. And that's what has to happen first. I mean, he's personally growing up. He seems to understand what's at stake, you know, and you know, there's been times in the season where, you know, I wanted to step back and just give the weight class to Sammy, you know, and so I think for Jordan, recognizing that, hey, I lost my spot there for a while, or may have lost it, period. But I think it's helped him grow up more than helped him get his head on and become a better wrestler. I think he sees a little bit about, well, what the world can do to you if you're not careful. And I'm sure glad to just see him just grow up and take responsibility and come in the mornings, our morning workouts. He's one of the first ones here now. Just some good things are happening for him right now that he sees. And I think his mindset is really in a good place of helping him develop as we go forward here.
Go ahead.
Troy Spratley, he had a big weekend too, and I guess jumped 9 or 10 spots in the rankings. But what's been the biggest difference from him that you've seen?
Just, you know, you got to be a little careful. These guys, as they jump up there, you know, I mean, we got to remind them, you know, it doesn't get any easier, it doesn't get any tougher. Let's make sure we're not adding pressure to our daily routines. Let's make sure we're coming in with clear conscience that we're going to train hard and bust our ass every day and prepare for the weekend of matches, you know. And it's not any more than that, you know. And as we go through and have success and we're doing well. Be humble and know it can be taken away like that, you know, with me not being intense in a match and hurting my knee, you know, adding too much pressure to myself. Now I'm expected to do things, you know, and you know, talking to yourself is going to be real important for these young guys, making sure they keep a really good attitude and enjoy and be hungry about competing every weekend, you know, and we'll be fine, right?
Kind of along those same lines, 2 duels that the fans are really looking forward to coming up in Iowa and Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I don't give a damn about Iowa and Oklahoma. You know, I mean, I can't get ahead of myself. You know, it's a big mistake when we start looking ahead. It's okay for the fans to do it, but you know, I've read a lot about it, you know, and seen a lot written about it, and it's just like, hey, this is a pretty good team coming in here. You know, they're pretty balanced. You know, and you know, I mean, we've had matches with some teams that ranked 22, 23, and hey, we had a lot of 1-point victories. You know, and so, you know, just we need to stay focused on what's at hand. And right now, it's about our training and South Dakota State.
With as young as this group is, do you really have to ride that home as compared to like maybe an older team where they know the next duel up is the most important one? Do you have to mention that a little more
well,
with this
I
young
mean,
group?
I think it goes for a veteran or you got to be reminded that's what coaching is you see, you know, pushing Dayton right now, trying to get him in a place to give himself a chance to win one, and we're also, you know, working with guys that have a chance to be on the stand maybe at the end of the year, you know, and so just staying focused on the things that really make a difference. What is that? That's my diet, that's my attitude, that's my training, that's me taking care of my academics. You know, these are the things that will give you the necessary things that are going to help you get your hand raised at the end.
Jim, what are you seeing at a team like South Dakota State?
They're good. They're solid. Good team. Done a nice job. Probably their highest ranking they've ever been. Yeah, you know. And Damian Holmes didn't. There's no surprise in that. He's done a good job at South Dakota State. Very knowledgeable guy, and he's a great wrestler at Minnesota.